Hello everyone, this is me again, Charul Jaitly. I'm the co-founder and managing partner of Mātiti People. Mātiti People is a part of Mātiti Group. And as I have committed to continue counting down to New Year 2021 with all of you all together, immersing myself in the joy of giving, today on the 6th day, I wish to take a different spin at how I want to continue for the next few days. I believe it's been beautiful last few days for all of us, and I'm sending lots and lots of love, great vibes, positive energy, and my very best wishes to all of you all as we bid farewell to one of the most exciting yet challenging year 2020. With this my countdown series for the next few days, my purpose is to walk the talk and, to be honest, courageously indulge in the spirit of giving. So this morning, as I sipped on my coffee, something happened at home, and it reminded me the great power of storytelling. And that's my inspiration today. So for the next few days, I will be sharing very meaningful insights, very meaningful lessons, in our personal as well as professional lives. However, we do it through very simple yet compelling short stories. And today's story is called Potatoes, Eggs and Coffee Beans. Once upon a time, in a small village, lived a father with his daughter in their small little hut, surrounded by farms and barns and animals. As the daughter grew older, the father saw that she started to complain about a lot of things in her life. She was always complaining and moaning about one thing or the other, and often the father found his daughter, to be quite miserable, living from one day to another. And one day, the daughter really had a bad day, and she came back to her father and just started to complain about how miserable her life was, how she did not know how she was going to make it. She felt her life would come to an end, that she would continue to just fight and struggle all the time and never get any results that she wanted. She felt that as soon as she was able to solve one problem, there were many other problems that followed or appeared from nowhere. The father felt it was time for him to teach the right lesson to his daughter. The father was a chef, and so he decided to teach his daughter a lesson through his tools and tricks, which was the ingredients in his kitchen. So the father took the daughter to his kitchen and he filled 3 pots with water. He put all the 3 pots on fire and sat down with his daughter to see the water come to boil. Once the 3 pots began to boil, the father placed potatoes in the first pot. In the second pot, he put a couple of eggs, and then he poured some ground coffee beans in the third pot. And he started to wash them as the water continued to simmer and boil. Now the daughter was sitting there getting very restless, wondering, what is my father up to? His daughter is feeling so miserable, and the father, instead of convincing her or consoling her, was in his kitchen boiling water and cooking eggs and potatoes and making coffee. So without saying a word to his daughter, he just sat there waiting for the water to continue to boil. The daughter continued to moan and impatiently waited, wondering what is her father doing. After about 20 minutes, he turned off the burners and he took the potatoes out of the pot, the first pot, placed them in a bowl. He then pulled out the eggs from the second bowl and just put the coffee down and poured it in a cup from the third pot. And then he turns to his daughter, and with a smile on his face, he says, "My love, what do you see?" The daughter by now was already very angry and frustrated with what she was witnessing and viewing. So she very hastily and almost rudely responded, "I only see potatoes, eggs, and coffee. What is your point?" The father smiles again and looks up to his daughter and says, "My dear love, look closer. Why don't you come ahead and touch the potatoes?" So the daughter, struggled, but she went up. She touched the potatoes and realized that the potatoes were soft. He then asked his daughter to take an egg and break it. The daughter took the egg, hit it a few times on the counter, and peeled off the shell. And, of course, she observed the hard-boiled egg inside. And finally, the father told his daughter, "Now, my love, I want you to take a sip of this coffee." She took a sip of the coffee, and the beautiful, rich aroma of the coffee, the fragrance, the texture, brought a momentary smile on her face. She was calming down by now, and she turned up to her father, and said, "Daddy, what do you mean by this? What are you trying to teach me?" The father then smiled and said, "Let me explain. Potatoes, eggs, and coffee, all these three ingredients that I chose today, are three elements of our life, or three different people. And each of these person or each of these elements were put through same adversity, which is the boiling water. However, each one reacted differently. The potatoes went in strong and hard, looking, courageous and unrelenting, but in boiling water, they became soft and weak. The eggs were fragile. They had a thinner outer shell as it was trying to protect the inner liquid. But then, as it went in the boiling water, it came or emerged as a hard egg. So, in spite of breaking the shell, it could contain and secure the liquid inside. And the ground coffee was very, very unique. After the ground coffee was exposed to the boiling water, the coffee didn't only change its texture, but it changed the texture of the water in which it was put. And to be honest, changed the water and created something new. So now the father turned to his daughter and said, "My love, which one are you? When the adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato, an egg, or the coffee beans?" The daughter just smiled, and she knew she had learned her lesson. The moral of this beautiful story is, in life, things will happen around us. Things will happen to us. Sometimes they don't make sense, sometimes we don't understand. And 2020 has been a great example of this. We can't predict everything, we can't control everything. That's just how life flows. But the only thing that truly matters is what happens within us. How do we respond to the situation? What do we become living through that journey, living through that situation? And that's, my friend, the most important lesson. And once we start to calibrate ourselves and look at ourselves, how we respond to these adverse situations or difficulties or challenges around us, and choose how much and what we want to take out of that situation, I think we will emerge stronger and better, and will do what best serves us. On that note, I leave you with this question. Which one are you? Are you a potato? Are you an egg? Or are you the coffee bean? Thank you so much for listening in. Until tomorrow with another beautiful and compelling story, this is me, Charul, saying goodbye for now. Have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead. And if you like this story, go ahead and like and comment on the page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And do leave your comments. I'd love to hear from you. With much love, lots and lots of positive vibes and most amazing positive energy from here, me and Mātiti team, to all of you all. Until tomorrow, Bye bye.